another episode of Three Crones and the Woo Woo. I knew I am one of your hostesses. My name is Gayle Nicholson. I have Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. To my side, I have Miss Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista on Facebook. And as always, supporting us from below, we have Damaris Samolinski, who is with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. And I am so glad to be with you guys. We made it through the lunar eclipse.
Yes.
Yes.
How has that been for each of you? Krista, why don't you go first? Because it probably hit your time zone first.
I'm sure it did. Actually, I didn't even pay attention to the time that it was supposed to hit us. The day of the eclipse, the solar eclipse, which was the new moon and the solar eclipse. I mean, it was a great day, other than the fact that it was raining all day. But it was a really great day. The energy was really light, and actually, it has been up until today. It's like the end of yesterday and today, the energy just kind of started to get. It started to get really strange, and so Damaris threw something out, which now has me like chomping at the bit to find out, because I'm like, something you could, I felt the shift, and I was like, in the energy, I mean, just in how you're communicating with people, how people are communicating back, you know, like my kids, the questions they're asking. I don't know about you guys. You know, if you pay attention to how your kids communicate in terms of the lunar cycle, as well as yourself, right? As well as me. But I do. It was one of those things that when I started understanding the power of the moon and how it affects not just me, but my kids, my husband,
everybody,
how I communicate with others, I really just started paying attention. And when I don't pay attention, and you guys might be able to say, yes, I can relate to this. When I don't pay attention, that's when I feel like everything goes all haywire. And I'm like, okay, something is going on and I'm not paying attention to what I'm saying. You know,
I love that you're aware, though. What you're aware. So some people are not aware, and they just go through the motions of life without even realizing anything. But the good thing is that you're aware. You know, and you're aware how you're communicating, how your kids are communicating, and so you're paying attention.
Yeah. So Damaris, how are? Well, no, wait. I'm gonna wait and ask you that question last.
Okay.
I'm gonna ask Gayle. Because you see, I'm asking you next, Gayle, and then Damaris last, because I don't know. She has all kinds of stuff to tell me.
I like that I leave like a cliffhanger.
Yeah, exactly. Wow. It's been very, very interesting. I had this most amazing shift in a personal relationship over the weekend. I mean, it went back to Nirvana, right? And that was really, really nice. And then the eclipse. But I mean, I don't want to lead you to believe that it went like deep south suddenly. It just was like, oh, well, that was a nice interlude. And we're back to, struggle, right? Struggle with trying to do whatever it is that we're trying to do. So at any rate, but over the weekend, Saturday night, the night of the eclipse, we put on that fundraiser for Judy Moon and the children at Beaumont Hospital to have Christmas presents over Christmas. And oh my God, I was in my element again. I was just, I loved it. It was amazing. And we did such a good job, me and my team. And I gotta love these little events because Judy has this network that goes a mile deep, and there's people that I've known from 20 years ago, and there's people that decided that week, oh, can I help? And they show up and they put both feet in, and the girl that became my elf assistant, Valentina, was absolutely stellar. I couldn't have asked for a better last minute assistant. The team set everything up. We had a great sound guy. We raised a lot of money. We had beautiful baskets, and thank you
Wow.
all for your gift certificates. Sue Ward Paquin gave us a $50 gift certificate to Classic Act Import Store. Thank you so much for that, Sue. Krista, you gave us a crystal reading certificate. Damaris, you gave us a psychic reading certificate. I gave a tarot reading certificate. And there were people that were like drooling over some of these gifts. They were just so excited.
Yeah.
And some of them was like, a crystal reading? I didn't even know you could do that. This is awesome.
Yeah.
So yeah, it was so much fun, and the venue was great for us. And during the first half of the event, I was kind of like, I could do this. I could do this over and over again. I could do this a lot, and I would like it. So so there's that view of, like, as we'll get into talking about the lunar eclipse effects, there's this doorway that's opening into totally different pathways of potential yeses, right?
Yeah.
And I was so present to that over that eclipse. So Damaris, how was it for you?
Oh, it was beautiful here in New York. The weather was just absolutely amazing. It was sunny. It wasn't really cold out. It was like maybe like almost 60 degrees. So it was really, really a beautiful day. I didn't really feel the energy of it that day. I felt it like a couple of days later, like maybe Sunday. By Monday, I felt the energy. I felt the shift. Yeah. A little bit delayed, right?
Yeah.
I've noticed that lately for myself is that I will be reading my horoscope for a day, and it will be telling me about the day that I experienced the day before.
Yeah.
There's
a little bit of a delay.
Yeah, and it's kind of funny how that can happen sometimes. And I wonder if that has anything to do with our own barriers resisting it, or if it's just
it could be
the wave didn't hit here yet.
Yeah, it could be.
Well, and I think that my sense is that for like the three of us, because we are in a heightened awareness, not saying the rest of the people that read this stuff isn't, but when you're in that heightened awareness, we become more observant of what is happening and more conscious of what how it all connects together. When I journal, a dream journal, or I get people to do dream journals, I always say, write your dream on one page, and then on the opposite page, write the highlights of what happened in your day, and just keep doing that until you start seeing those patterns and start seeing the connections, so that you can start understanding what's trying to be communicated.
Awesome. I'm going to call a challenge out of that.
Okay, go for it.
For the next 7 days, I want all of you guys who are listening, and we'll take this on too.
Okay.
Do a dream journal just like Krista described. All right.
Yep.
And feel free to post in the group anything that you're finding from it, but just record what your dream was on the one side, and then on the other side at the end of the day, record your highlights of your day, and let's see how premonitioned, if that's even a word, our dreams have been.
Or and if you're not somebody who remembers your dreams, this will actually help you to remember your dreams as well. And don't think that it's like, well, you have to write down every nitty-gritty detail. I mean, if you're a detail-oriented person, go for it. If you aren't a detail-oriented person, write down the chunks or the bits, or whatever those cues are that you remember when you wake up. And a trick that I learned is drink water before you go to bed, before you go to sleep. Set the intention that you want to remember your dream, and then before you put your feet out the bed, this is the hard part, y'all. You want to write it down again. You just want to write what you remember. So bring those notebooks or your journals with you and set them next to you. Now, if you're somebody who's really good at being able to remember, and it's like, oh no, I need to get up and move a minute before I write it down, that's acceptable as well. But I know when people are first starting, they kind of need guidance.
Yeah.
Let me pull apart 3 of those things. First of all, the water before bed. Hydration helps the electrical communication going on in your brain.
Yep.
All right. Telling your body that you want to remember your dreams. When we're sleeping, it's highly more likely that we're going to remember a dream if we wake up during a dream cycle. When we wake up, when we're not in a dream cycle, that's when we have trouble remembering our dreams. All right. So by telling your body, wake me up during a dream cycle so that I can remember it, you're much more likely to actually remember your dreams. Me, for a long time, because I would have so many nightmares, I trained my body not to wake up during a dream cycle. So it's going to take a little shifting. They have to really be harsh for me to break through and wake me up. The third thing being that when you wake up and your consciousness is restored to your present reality, right? No matter where you've been over the course of the evening or overnight, when you lift your head up off the pillow at a certain degree, there is a hormone flush. I believe it's a thyroid flush that goes through and basically rinses your brain from the night's activities. So if you have a problem remembering your dreams, especially when you've got like that snippet that just escapes, right?
Yeah.
It's because of that flush that goes through your brain. So like Krista said, it's very important. Don't get out of bed. Don't sit up. Grab your notebook, laying down, roll over, keep your head as down as you possibly can. And that will keep that flush from going through your brain and washing away the remnants of your dream. All right.
That's great.
There's my how it works segment. Awesome. All right, ladies, let's get into a little bit of the housekeeping of the day. Thank you so much, everybody who's watching so far. We've got quite a few people with us. Adam, Tanya Pesci, Sue, Allison Baker, Bart Mutsters. Ooh, from Brabant. Ooh, that's in a foreign language. I love this.
Wow.
Yeah,
Welcome.
that's
Welcome,
awesome.
Bart. We have Ashley, Elizabeth, Tracy, Holly Joe Carter, Elizabeth Flores. Thank you all so much for watching. We hope you're getting a whole lot out of this little experiment that we've been doing for a little bit more than a year. It's been so much fun. It's the highlight of my week. It really is. I look forward to this so much. And then when I'm done, I'm like, Tuesday afternoon is mine. I love it. Okay. So Damaris, are you ready to tell us a little bit more information about this crazy lunar eclipse we're experiencing?
Okay. I'm sitting here, bated breath on the edge of my chair. Okay.
All right, here we go. All right. So May 2020, Gemini went into being the North Node. And because Gemini is the North Node, Sagittarius is the South Node. Now, let me explain to you what that means for those, of you that don't understand. The North Node is what's going on in this lifetime. The South Node is was going on in the past life. So what does that mean? That means that most of us are living off of what happened in the past until we shift it, until we change it. Right? We're running. It's almost like that's our comfort zone. So we're living off of what we're used to. We don't want to step out of the comfort zone. So we're living under old belief systems from a past life that until we choose to change those beliefs, they're going to remain the same. So let's talk about Gemini for a little bit. Gemini has to do with thinking, it has to do with listening, it has to do with speaking, it has to do with learning, it has to do with researching, and it has to do with relating. That's what we're supposed to do now. We're supposed to research. We're supposed to critical thinking. We're supposed to listen. We're supposed to pay attention to what's going on. The Sagittarius is all about your belief systems. It's the foundation of your beliefs. If we're living off of our old belief systems, if we're not shifting here and now, we're under a trance, literally, of that past life.
Yeah, that pre-programming.
Exactly. We're programmed under that trance. We're under those belief systems that do not necessarily help us in this lifetime. And that could be the difference between life and death, literally. So what I always say to people, ignorance is a choice. Ignorance is a choice. In a world where everything is at your fingertips, it is a choice. And so, and so we have to learn to do our own research, do our own critical thinking, believe in what resonates with us. Not just because you hear something, you're going to take that as the truth. You have to see if it resonates with you. You have to do some researching. You have to listen to yourself, right? Because listening is not just to listening to what other people are saying, it's also listening to you, right? So 2020 Gemini went into the North Node for the planet, right? For everybody. It's a global thing. And on the December 4th, it went through the cycle that it was supposed to go through. So it's 18-month cycle. So the eclipse is usually a portal of unveiling things, on letting go of the past, letting go of those belief systems, old belief systems that do not help us anymore, do not, are beneficial in this lifetime. So the eclipse is that portal where you're letting go, you're releasing what no longer serves, you're releasing patterns, behaviors, attitudes that don't serve you, or taking on what somebody else is telling you if it doesn't really resonate, or if you're seeing that it doesn't make sense. That's when you do the research. That's Gemini. So 18-month cycle. Remember, I said May 2020. That's when it started. What happened March 2020?
That was the beginning of COVID declaration.
Yes. So the other part to that is Neptune. Neptune goes direct on December 1st. It went direct. Whatever was hidden must be revealed. Whatever was hidden within that 18-month period must be revealed. It went direct on the 1st of December. So a lot of things are going to come to the surface. A lot of things that happened during that 18-month period that some people are not aware of, some are, all of it will be revealed. There is nothing that was done hidden that will not come to the surface, that will not be revealed. So that's a Neptune going direct, which it did on the 1st. So the eclipse was the culmination of the 18 months, the portal of releasing whatever needs to be released. It's about, if you're not researching, if you're not doing critical thinking, it's about to do that right now. Remember what I said before, it is between life and death sometimes. Your beliefs, if your beliefs are dragging you down, right, into an abyss, it could be the difference between your life and your death. You can take that literally or symbolical, which means that either you're evolving or you're not, you're transforming or you're not, you're still in a trance state, right? So in order to change your life, you have to transform. You have to, with a thinking of the mind, with a shift of the mind, everything changes. And so it is time, we're at a crossroad right now. Who are you feeding? Are you feeding an old paradigm or the new one? It's your choice, and we have to be wise in choosing either one. So that's what that eclipse was about. It's an 18-month culmination of what started in actually March of 2020, and everything being revealed now that Neptune went direct. Now, Neptune could be good or bad, depending your belief systems, right? If you're believing, okay, I have to start being here and now and not living off an old life that's, it's not there anymore. That life is gone, but we're in that space where we're still living off of those beliefs. when it shouldn't be, because we're in this present lifetime. That's the North Node in Gemini. So once you really do your research, once you start, resonating with what resonates with you, then you can make the shift. That shift could be your evolutionary process, where you begin to evolve to higher states of consciousness. When you begin to evolve to higher states of consciousness, you make a whole total shift in your life. And then, because Sagittarius is the masses also, you begin to share that information that you have gathered with other people that may resonate with that same information. And that's when we have a massive shift, a collective shift. And so that's where we're at right now. Remember, I said in a couple of shows before, it's not about the I anymore, it's about the we. Right. So, and also you become a leader of your own life, and then you can lead other people. Or that you can't do that. Right. So it's about shifting ourselves first, changing our belief systems first to whatever resonates, and then sharing those beliefs with other people and helping other people also make their shift. Because as you've heard before, we have to be the light so that to shine on other people. Right.
Yeah.
And so then if everybody then makes their shift and then they are a light to other people, then we change the tapestry, right, of the planet. We change it all. The number 6 is really important too. Number 6 is a number that I feel is love and passion, right? That's the number 6, love and passion, which is awesome. But what are you passionate about is the other question, right? So when you evolve, right, when you use that Neptune energy to evolve to higher levels of consciousness, you then come into the 66, which is a master number, which then becomes love and compassion, not passion. Then the love and compassion brings you to the 12, which is a 12. The 12 is a special number, and I'll share. So the 6 and the 6 equals 12. 12 is a special number. 12 is the number of completion, is coming full circle. If you look at a clock, it has 12, it has from 1 to 12, 12 months, 12 signs of the zodiac. Each house in a chart is a state of consciousness. So it's really coming full circle. Full circle is completion. So the 12 is a really amazing number. It's a number of completion. I'm going to use the Crone because it's almost like you've been through all these experiences and you have become wise, right? It brings you to the 12th, to the 12th sign, which is Pisces and Neptune. You really look at it, right? Pisces, the 12th house is the house of hidden stuff. And it is not until you bring it down to the first house that you become conscious of it. So the 12th house is really the subconscious. So when you start doing critical thinking, which is Gemini, when you start doing critical thinking, when you start researching, when you start listening, when you start speaking your spreading your truth, right? When you start relating that to other people, right? Then you go into that 12, that Sagittarius, which is helping the masses, right? Helping everybody see that truth. So we have here a dynamic, the truth or falsehood. Which one are you choosing? And that could be the meaning between your life and your death, whether it's physical or symbolical.
Nice. Okay. Very nice.
I have a question.
Yes.
Okay, so you're talking about Gemini being in the North Node.
Yeah.
And about it leaving the North Node on the 4th because it became, that was the 18-month cycle. Am I correct?
No.
Did I understand?
No.
Okay.
No. Let me explain. Okay, so the North Node in Gemini began May of 2020.
Okay.
Right? So, and what happened was it's still in the North Node for the planet. But what changed everything was Neptune going direct on the 1st.
All right. So
from May 2020 to December 1st, 2021 is 18 months.
Mhm.
Okay. Yeah.
The lunar eclipse, the total solar eclipse, I'm sorry.
Mhm.
What that did was create the portal, and everything is going to be revealed of what happened in those 18
During that
months,
time frame,
during that
right?
18-month period.
Yeah. And so now who's in the North Node?
So the planet is, it's global.
No,
Yeah.
that's who's being affected by the North Node. What planet is the North Node right now? Gemini or Sagittarius?
Gemini.
Okay.
Sagittarius.
So it
is
didn't
in the
switch
south.
to the South Mode after 18 months. That's where Krista and I think we've gotten confused.
I was getting confused.
All right, no. So if Gemini is in the North Node,
Uh-huh.
that means Sagittarius is in the South Node because they're opposites each other.
Mhm.
Okay.
But the sun is in Sagittarius. The new moon was in Sagittarius,
Okay.
right? So
All right,
now
yeah.
the North Node is opposing the moon, the sun in Sagittarius.
Okay.
That's
And the fact that Neptune went direct when,
Just-
okay, all of this heavy Sagittarius, not heavy Sagittarius energy, but the Sagittarius heavy energy is
Yeah.
going to reveal what's been going on with that Gemini
Yeah.
being in the North Node for the last 18
It's going to
months.
be like a Wizard of Oz moment. Is
Right?
what
We're
you're
pulling the
saying.
curtains back.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah,
because
pull
for
the curtain
18
back.
months, for 18 months, many have been in the dark.
Yeah.
Many people have been in
yeah.
the dark.
Oh
Many.
yeah. Or
Yeah.
or with blinders.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
You know, or deciding to wear rose-colored glasses.
Yeah.
Mhm.
I mean, you can pick. There are a lot of analogies here, people.
Yes, there's a lot. So, but because Neptune went direct, everything that is hidden will be revealed.
Yes. Yeah.
So in that period of time, whatever you were not aware of is going to be revealed because that eclipse, which is a portal, was an opening to reveal whatever happened from May 2020 till December 1st.
And what's the timeline for how long is this revealing going to be happening? Is it just
Yeah.
until Sagittarius is done and the sun is out of Sagittarius again, like after Christmas?
Well, until
Taurus
the
moves
North
into the
Node
North
shifts.
Node on December 22nd.
What was that?
Taurus moves into the North Node on December 22nd.
So
Okay,
that's when there's a shift.
awesome. Thank you for that, Joanne. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Joanne. Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
So then
that's good.
that brings us to the solstice on the 21st.
Yeah, I know. Oh, and not to get really overly excited, our show is on the 21st. We're going to have a solstice show.
Yay!
Woo!
Awesome. So there's a lot going on that will be revealed from now till the 22nd, till the 21st.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have no doubt, my friends, none whatsoever.
Yes. So, everything is coming to the light. Everything is coming to the light. Some people may want to see the truth. Some may not. Again, remember, who are we feeding? Are we going to stay in that past life, trance, or are we going to transform?
Yeah,
Great.
Definitely.
Awesome. I want to have Krista do her segment, but I want to come back to that post that you did yesterday, Damaris, about transformation.
Yes.
Because that really hit me powerfully because I'd never thought about it as transformation. And before I read into any of the details that you had put up there about that, it was like, oh, that's exactly how we've been programmed by television. We get into that trance watching the shows, and then we just don't move during the commercials. And it forms our attitudes about the world, about what's around us.
Yeah.
But the true word is transformation, right? Across forms. And totally changing what has ever been. So I love when words do that, and that you can see the etymology and the connotations that we bring to them all the time. So hopefully we'll have a little bit of time for you to elaborate on that, but I wanted to make sure that we stuck a pin in that. Miss Krista,
yes,
are you ready?
I am, my friends. I am ready. So the crystal of the week is aquamarine. And last week, I said, okay, it was going to be last week, but no.
Krista would have it be aquamarine every week for a month if she could, I think.
I don't know. It's been, so I'm going to go this week, maybe next week. I'm going to post all the crystals we've had so far this year. And don't worry, ladies, I'm getting ready to pull crystals. Hey, if anybody wants to help me pull for crystals, I want you to put your name, say, yes, I want to help in the comments. I want to see that. And then message me privately and we'll set up a time and you guys can help me.
Awesome.
All right. But so it's aquamarine. So here's the fun thing. The other day I was out and about and I went to a crystal shop and I bought aquamarine. So I took photos of it, which was far better than the satellite that turned red that I took last week. It was having a moment. It did not want its photo taken. Satellite is blue. Let me confirm that. But it was really funny. I kept taking pictures of it and it kept turning out red. That one did not want its photo taken. So this is a piece of the aquamarine that I got. So
pretty.
It is. And it's really clear.
Yeah.
It has this really clear bit and stuff, and it actually has rainbows in it. So I really sat with the aquamarine because it has shown up for us several times this year. And I wanted to really sit with it a little bit more, especially after Damaris, you did your post. Because usually I don't get any insight or any thought or any teasers of what you're going to be talking about. And so I kind of sat with it because I've been watching, especially during the eclipse season, how the crystals have been showing up for us. Okay. And because, again, I picked the crystals so far ahead, I don't, the energy is really, really cool. So today I sat with it and all I kept seeing is the word healing and grief. So I've never equated aquamarine to healing grief. Mm-hmm. However, with what Damaris just said, it makes perfect sense. So the energy of the aquamarine, yes, it's a calming energy. And it's really great for healers and teachers and medical personnel. And there's a huge list of people that should cover themselves in aquamarine and walk around in a uniform of aquamarine. But I'm seeing
that would be a nice idea.
I think that, Fashion Week, right? Okay, you guys in Milan, you can go for it. Have fun. And you're welcome. But I was sitting there and I was sitting with it and I'm like, yeah, I realize that we have a lot of first responders that, especially since you're talking about May of 2020, they have a lot to heal and they have a lot of grief to go, to go through. And it was really interesting. I was watching Discovery of Witches yesterday and I've watched it a number of times. And I was listening to Isabeau and she said grief, and I wish I had brought the quote up, but she's like, grief can be a powerful emotion. Mm-hmm. And it's something that can debilitate you. But then when you turn it into something powerful to work for you, something outside yourself, it can be a powerful motivator. And in that quote, and what I'll do is I'll type up the actual quote. I'll because I wrote it down. It's in my computer, which is right here.
So I just want to say, while you look for that, also the people that lost their relatives, that they couldn't be in that room with them, they have grieving. So much stuff. They need healing. They couldn't even say goodbye to their loved ones.
Oh, well, it is. it's just there's so much with it. But grief can be a powerful motivator. It can turn from a paralyzer to a motivator, and the pain becomes an action. And that's what it was. And there's a little bit more, I'm still paraphrasing.
Yeah.
But the thing of it is, and that's where I saw in the flow, because remember that Aquamarine is the element of water. And that's where I was trying to understand this flow and what it was trying to communicate and what I was trying to sense that it was saying to me. Now, the other aspect of it is that with our healing and with the Aquamarine helping us to see, helping us, connect our heart with our throat, right? We want to make sure that we're also supporting our higher heart, which this is the pink, by the way. Everyone in your chakra system, the pink is actually your higher heart. The heart is actually green.
Yep.
And that was kind of where I was seeing with the Aquamarine. And then I didn't bring any. The aspect that it wants us to work with this week.
Can I show the video?
Quartz. Huh?
The green Aquamarine.
Oh, yeah, please do. Is with rose quartz. Rose quartz and Aquamarine are very compatible together. And that's the energy. So you want to be compassionate yet again to yourself so that you can be there for others as well.
Yeah, it goes down.
I want to show you this combination to highlight exactly what Krista's saying.
Yeah.
Can you see even how much they tend to like visually vibe together?
Yes, they really do.
They do.
And they're very powerful together. And if you have jewelry that's Moldavite or not Moldavite, well, I have no clue where that came from. Do not
outer space
in this.
Literally.
No Moldavite in this power combination. Okay, just don't do that. We are not ready for Moldavite.
My 2 pieces of Moldavite were right next to the rose quartz, so they may have been going, "Hey, I want to be in there too."
All of a sudden, it's like in my heart. So Moldavite has this tendency that it's like it brings these waves.
Yeah.
I like go like this when I feel Moldavite. But no, think of the power combination though of the Aquamarine and the rose quartz, and really, as the truth, and I say truth, whatever your truth is. And you're starting to hear it and you're starting to see it. And the Wizard of Oz moment of, don't mind the man behind the curtain is starting to happen in your life. Mm-hmm. Think of that balanced energy of compassion, of healing, of communication, and that what's happening in some ways, everything that's going to be happening, my sense and what I'm seeing is it's because we've been in the last, the white noise and the screaming has settled down. And so now that the white noise and the screaming, to communicate is settling down, we're actually able to hear. Mm-hmm. We're actually able to hear not just the words that other people are saying to us and the energy of what they might be saying to us. We're actually able to hear what we're saying to us. And I know that sometimes people are like, well, I don't like listening to what my inner voice is. But sometimes that inner voice, especially the really quiet one, is trying to help you understand what your truth is. And it's just whispering it. And you have to listen really hard.
Word. As you're saying that, I'm like, that makes it's very interesting to me about the quiet voice, because a lot of the times I don't even hear a voice. I just feel the urge to do something. And when I do that thing, it's not even a voice. I can't describe it. It's not a presence or anything like that. But if I were going to say it was a voice, it would be the quietest voice ever. Because I don't actually hear words. I just feel urged and compelled to do something. And when I do, it either surprises me in itself or it leads me to somewhere where surprises happen.
Yep.
That could be telepathy, you know. Telepathy.
Huh?
Telepathy.
Well, it's a knowing.
I think that's not telepathy.
And yourself.
Pardon me?
Like getting a message from spirit. Like you don't hear
it. Well, there's clairvoyance, clairaudience, clairsentience, which is what you're talking about. That's not telepathy. Telepathy is actually moving things with your mind.
Oh, okay. So it's clairvoyance or clairaudience.
It's clairsentience. You just know.
You just know. Yeah, clairsentient. Yeah.
Clairaudience is hearing the voices. Clairvoyance is seeing images. Clairsentience is just knowing.
Yeah, knowing it.
Yeah.
Sorry, Krista, go ahead.
No, I was going to say no, and that can be very powerful in itself. You know, there are some people I'll say about the voice and you know, and this is a perfect example. We'll maybe say, you know, hearing the voice or seeing a message. We all receive information differently, and that in itself is a fun way to explore yourself. I played a game with myself for several months trying to figure out what my clair was, right? What my primary clair was. We all have multiples, but you have a primary, a secondary, and then, you know, you have subs after that. And I played a game, and I played games with myself to see, you know, whether it's like if the phone rang, guess who it was, you know, without looking at caller ID, that is, you know, or if,
it's almost not even possible anymore.
I know. Yeah, you have to keep your phone upside down, right? Or a piece of paper over the phone or something. But yeah, you know, you play games with yourself, or you take note. And one of the things for me is I started noticing when it came to what I was hearing, music, right? I'll be listening to something on the radio, you know, listening to something in the house, get in the car, and it's very interesting. Oh, wow, that song, not even have the same radio station on or the same thing, but it's the same song that would be playing in the car. Then I go to wherever it was I was going, walk in, and, you know, it's like the same. It seemed like I was playing the same track.
Yeah.
And you know, those are things
I find interesting with that phenomenon is the music comes through based on how I'm feeling or what I need to hear.
Yes. Oh,
like,
yeah, definitely.
My playlist is hooked up to my emotional core in my brain or something.
Yep. And I'll tell you, anyone who has Spotify and has had it, we got Spotify last year. And as a family, we have a family account. And so one of the things that Spotify does is they do your year in review.
Oh my.
And so then you click it and it'll play all the bands and everybody you've been listening to, not just the music and the ones that you love, but then it'll pull up interviews and it'll pull up all these really cool things. So I'm listening to my year in review in a way I've never heard it before.
Oh, yeah.
Like, obviously, I need to hear the messaging that's coming through.
Absolutely.
Awesome stuff.
So, yeah. But I'm all done with Aquamarine for now. Hey, if anybody has questions about any of the crystals, not just the Aquamarine or any of the other ones, please feel free to ask. I would love to start answering your questions here within 3 Crones. And again, if you want to help, put "I want to help" in the comments and with selecting the crystals. It's a game. It's fun. We have a good time. You don't have to do much. You just have to show up and tell me top, bottom, middle, things like that.
Very cool.
Awesome.
All right. Well, let's talk a little bit about the king. The king. Okay.
Okay. Which one?
Which king? Which is kind of scary because we've been talking an awful lot about the queen and how she's reaching the end of her life. So wonder where that came from. But the card of this week is the King of Swords, which is why I Freudian slipped there. Okay. So the King of Swords is very objective and very logical, intelligent, fair, authoritative, assertive, and emotionally distant. Okay. So
Wow.
yeah. Yeah. So when we're exploring this Gemini in the North Node that is all about research, that is all about critical thinking, here's our King of Swords, right?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
bringing that into the energy of Sagittarius, which is serving the masses with it, right?
Yeah.
So today's message from Galaxy Tarot, excuse me. And for those of you who don't know, I pulled the card of the week from an app that I use on my phone called Galaxy Tarot. I like their readings. I like the cards as they've got them displayed. They're very clear and they're very right on. It's really, the law of attraction works with electronics too, believe it or not. Okay. So today's message is, if you have a difficult problem to solve or a serious decision to make, today is a good day to do that. All right. Your mind will be calm and clear, and you'll be able to separate your feelings from the facts easily.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow.
So
It
this
goes
is
right.
yeah.
Yeah.
Exactly. This is the day to actually put all of what Damaris was talking about into action, using that critical thinking, using that research ability, using that the Sagittarius energy to go, okay, from here on out, this is what I choose for myself, and allowing those things that we have hidden from ourselves or that the world has hidden from us to become real, right? Awesome.
Absolutely.
So I'm kind of segueing into my own segment as I do this. But today we're talking about the true gift of peace on earth. And wow, wow, that just all kind of feeds in, because we have to know where we've been in order to know where we're going, right?
Absolutely.
Jay is famous for that quote. You know, in order to know where we're going, we have to know where we've been. So now is that time to do the Gemini assessment, to look at what has been pre-programmed into us with that transformation of our youth growing up with television and media and the government and Walter Cronkite and all of those things that informed how we believe that this life should go, right?
Exactly.
And
Exactly.
allow those curtains to be pulled back on the wizard that's been running the scenes.
Right.
Yep.
Absolutely.
Allow all of that to be revealed, and to take a look at, you know, what is it, all of this portal that is open on these infinite paths forward, right? All of those opportunities that were never available to us before because we were in that trance.
Yeah.
We could not allow anything that did not fit into that trance.
Yeah.
So as we allow that curtain to be pulled back, as we allow our ability to see what has been hidden from us and have all of these pathways of possibility ahead of us, now is the time to actually choose. And I'm going to go back to what Krista's saying about the aquamarine and the pink rose
Quartz.
Thank you. This thing.
Yeah, the rose quartz. See that moldavite? It's in your head too now.
Right. Yes. And make sure that we imbibe all of that with that energy of self-love and compassion. You know, not just passion, because passion is a really brittle, two-sided sword, right? You've got your romantic passion, which can easily so quickly switch to murderous passion.
Yes.
Right?
Absolutely.
So we want to actually infuse that aquamarine into that rose quartz with the spirit of compassion, of kindness to ourselves and to others. All right. So when it comes down to taking on that King of Swords energy, with being making like the King Solomon, being able to make wise choices, having the information in front of you as clearly as it can be, and having that objective ability to see the difference between your feelings about the situation and your facts about the situation. Right?
Absolutely. The time to use the intuition, right? You got it intuitively. Does this make sense? And if it doesn't, then you do the research.
Right. Absolutely. So do you want to give a few more words, Damaris, about that transformation as opposed to transformation and how we can make
Sure.
that
I just
work right
also
now?
want to say something really quick before that. When you take the word earth and you take the H from the end and put it in the front is heart.
Mm-hmm.
And that has a lot there too. The earth
Yes.
and the heart have a lot of connections. Those two.
Yes. Well, considering, no, let's go down this rabbit hole. Considering the Earth is the third planet from the sun, and the heart chakra is the third planet down from the third eye.
Yep.
Earth is the heart of our solar system.
Yes.
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 Okay, continue.
Yes. All right. So, like you were saying before, Gayle, the television has put us all in a trance because people really can't fathom that even the news, that whatever you're watching on the news is not real, is not true. Everybody believes that, but sometimes it's not true. And so that's where critical thinking is. And that's where the research should come in because, in a world, like I said the other day, in a world that is so beautiful, why is there so much decay? Why? Mm-hmm. Right? That's something we should ask ourselves. In a world where it's so abundant, why is there so much hunger? Why is there homelessness? Those are questions that we should ask ourselves and then go down the rabbit hole and find the answer, because we will find the answer. Mm-hmm. I feel like Neptune is such a beautiful energy because Neptune, when we're doing that soul searching and we want those answers, when we're seeking those answers, Neptune will bring it to us. It will reveal everything that's hidden for us. But we have to initiate that. We have to initiate that quest. And so each of us is responsible to initiate a quest. Your questions may be different than mine, but something isn't right. And so when you begin to say that to yourself, and when you begin to ask Spirit to show you, to reveal the answers, it will bring you to the answers, even if it's a song that you hear. It will give you the message within the song. So we can no longer afford to be in a trance. Because while we're in that trance, we're not evolving, we're not growing, we're not going into higher states of consciousness. But that is a choice, though. I always tell people, pain is not a choice, but suffering is.
Oh, yeah.
You choose to suffer. Pain, you can't change it. It is what it is. And you have to deal with that pain, right? Actually, pain actually helps you. It's a teacher. But suffering is a choice. The same thing with being blissfully ignorant and going down a rabbit hole and doing critical thinking and asking the right questions. You will find the answers. Another thing that I want to say, I want to leave a cliffhanger for next week, is that I've always said in other shows also that we're coming to a Pluto return. What does that mean? The last time Pluto was in the position, the return, it was in 1776.
Oh, wow.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
And so structures have to be destroyed before they can be restructured. They have to collapse before they can be rebuilt. That's Pluto energy. So a lot of structures are going to collapse, and we have to be ready for that. And we cannot be in shock. We have to be ready. When we're prepared, then we can then say, okay, I'm prepared for what's coming. Let's see I'm gonna team up with, so we can, proceed in the healing process of the planet and of the humans that are left, because some are dying and more will die. And so, but when we're in a state of shock, we become paralyzed. And so again, that's a choice. That's a choice. Yeah. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I'm an astrologer. And I see what's written in the stars. And so that's what I go by, because it's been accurate thus far. I don't think it's going to fail me moving forward. And so that's, a message that I want to leave behind. But the Pluto return is going to be in the exact position it was in July 4th, 1976. Just saying that.
1976
or
1776?
Sorry. Thank you for the correction. 1776.
That's a historian in me, just double checking my dates.
Thank you.
Don't want any verbal typos going on over here.
Thank you for the correction. 1776. Where does that bring you?
Yeah, well, and that can be really interesting. And here's something, because Pluto is related to Hades,
Yes.
right?
The underworld.
Yeah, the god of the underworld.
Yes.
And so now, and I say god of the underworld, and people, they flip out. They're like, "Oh my god!" Yeah, don't flip out. It's kind of like the death card. It was really funny. I had so many people asking me about the death card the other day, and I'm like, it just means transformation, new beginnings. It's the out with the old, in with the new.
Yeah, well, we have to destroy the old first, though, right?
That's it. You can't. You have to let go before you can move on.
Exactly. So
Trust me, I'd rather see the death card in my reading than the devil card.
Yes.
Because the devil card is temptation you can't let go of, and you're stuck there and you're suffering.
That could be that
but the death card says, okay, that suffering's going to end and we're going to start something else.
Yeah. Okay, good to know.
Like I was saying before, sometimes buildings are better to be demolished and rebuilt than to try and fix them, right? They can't be fixed. They can't be fixed. But our forefathers had the right, idea about equality and the pursuit of happiness and liberty for all. And that was back in 1776, which the Pluto return is bringing us right back to that moment.
Mm-hmm. It will be a very interesting thing.
Next week.
Yes,
that's going to be really interesting.
All right, so we want to make sure to take a few moments here to congratulate this week's Woo Woo giveaway winner.
Yes,
yay! I am so happy that this lady won. Congratulations, Sue Ward. Thank you for being a big part of 3 Crones and the Woo Woo. All of your continued generosity and support means everything to us. So I'm really, really happy to have pulled your name out of the hat this week. As you already know, all you have to do is reach out to one of us to let us know what reading you would like as your prize. With me, it is a 30-minute tarot reading. With your daughter, Krista, it's a crystal reading, which I think you might have already had done when you were visiting her.
Yeah.
But you know what? Every 30 days, why not get a new one?
Why not get another one?
Right. And then Damaris below us here as well. She is offering either tarot reading or a astrology read. Or is it numerology or astrology?
Either one.
One of her readings.
It's go hand in hand, both of them.
There you go.
You can have a lot of fun.
So congratulations once again, Sue. And for all of the rest of you, all that it takes to be considered for the Woo Woo giveaway prize each week is to like or love, comment, and share this broadcast out to your network of Facebook, YouTube, wherever. Just share it off of Facebook. And we will put you in the hat for being chosen for a prize. All right.
As a matter of fact, real quick, just everyone right now, go share. Do hashtag share. Let us see it. And then guess what? Because you've commented and you like it, give us a heart, and then you're done.
Did you do your magic word? The magic?
What? Yes. Yeah, I kind of ended up talking about the card and then segueing into my own thing, and then so I kind of did the video and finished it out. And then brought you back in for trance and transformation.
Yes.
Awesome. So that's thank you so much for being part of this. Thank you for sharing this out now. I can't wait to see every couple of days I go into our group and I see the numbers ticking up one by one.
Yes,
and it's very, very, very exciting. So thank you all of the people who have been sharing this out to friends and loved ones that you think might be enjoying it. Also, feel free to tag anyone that you think would enjoy any given show at any time. This is an open public group. So they don't have to necessarily be members of the group to come and watch the show in the group.
Yes.
No. So all righty. And then we want to say thank you so much to our contributors and sponsors, and our sponsors and contributors, starting with Krista Ducharme with Dimensional Healing with Krista. That can be found on Facebook. Damaris Samolinski with Ask the Genie with Damaris Samolinski. And yours truly, Gayle Nicholson with Creative Command Coaching and Consulting. from all of us here at Three Crones and the Woo Woo, thank you so much for spending a little of your time with us today. We love you. We love supporting you. We love your activity in our group. And wow, just have a fantastic week. Let those curtains fall back. Take note of what's been hidden and take action on those forward moving possibilities that are now available to you that have never, ever been available before.
Amazing.
Have a great week, everyone. Take care. Bye.